So as you come onto your mat, take your knees as wide as it feels good for your knees and or your lower back, and then stretch your arms as far forward as you can and let your forehead meet your mat. And so starting to bring a little bit of muscular energy into the practice right away as you crawl your fingers even further forward. Spread your fingers nice and wide like rays of sunshine and press them down into the earth like you're giving the earth a high five. And as you do that, your forearms and your elbows will lift up off of the floor, and then start to feel for the tone of your upper arms, and gently, without moving your hands, kind of suck your arm bone into your upper back so you feel for a sense of integration into your upper back. And then begin to deepen your breath. So just 3 cycles of your breath here. Continue to press down through your palms, and on your next inhale, go ahead and rise up onto all fours and settle your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, and curl your toes under. Take an inhale, draw your heart forward, extend your spine, and look up. And then as you exhale, press the earth away from you, round through your spine, and bring your chin to your chest. 2 more times like that. Inhale, let your breath indicate the movement when it starts and when it finishes. And then start your exhale, then begin to round and draw in. 1 more. Full deep breath in. And then a long breath out. As you inhale, come forward into a neutral spine. Press down through your palms, keep your arms long and strong, and hover your knees into a hovering tabletop. Take an inhale breath here. As you exhale, tap your right knee to your right upper arm, and then send it back into your hovering tabletop. Exhale, left knee, left upper arm. Inhale to hovering tabletop, and then just keep going. And we're not going for quantity here, we're going more for quality. And so you gotta go slow. Keeping the arms straight and actively pressing through the inner edges of your hands. As you exhale, to bring your knee into your upper arm, really pull your belly in and start to ignite your core. And then the next time that your left knee goes up to your left upper arm, let that be the last one. Come back to your hovering tabletop and pause here. Actively press down through the mounds of your toes and feel for a connection from the mounds of your toes all the way up the inseam of your leg to the core of your pelvis. Then keep your knees hovering. Inhale to a hovering cow pose. Draw your heart forward. Then as you exhale, start to send your hips back and make your way to down dog. You may need to take a little more space between your hands and your feet. Smooth breath. Keep pressing down firmly through your hands and stretch as much as you can from your wrists to your hips. Keeping that slight anterior tilt of your pelvis like in cow pose with your sitting bones up. Allow your heels to descend downwards. Press down firmly through your right hand. You're welcome to stay here, or take your left hand to the outside of your left thigh to your calf or perhaps your ankle, and then turn your gaze underneath your right arm. Encourage your right hip to move back to get this really juicy side body stretch. 2 more breaths here. Keep your inner thighs hugging to the midline. And then on the arrival of your next inhale, plant your left hand to the floor. And then exhale, take it to the other side. So right hand to the left outer thigh, calf, or perhaps your ankle, and then spin your gaze underneath your arm. Smooth, easy breath. when your next inhale arrives, plant your right hand back down to the floor. Keep your feet hip distance apart and parallel to one another. Come up onto your fingertips and then slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Be mindful that your hips don't shoot back behind your heels, but see if you can keep your hips above your heels. Then pull your belly in to deepen your fold. Maybe give your head a little wobble, yes and no, to release the neck and the upper back a little bit. Let your breath wash through and over your body and your mind. 2 more big breaths here. So even though this is somewhat of a passive forward fold, actively press down through the 4 corners of your feet and tone the muscles of your legs. So squeeze them strong onto the bone. Then as your next exhale arrives, maybe your palms will arrive to your shins or fingertips to the floor. Take an inhale, stretch your chest forward as you lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale to fold into yourself. 2 more times like that. Inhale to a long spine, long neck. Exhale, keep the length of your spine as you fold in. 1 more. Big breath in. And a full breath out. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand. So keep your legs strong and steady, just like your breath. Exhale, hinge at your hips and bow over. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, walk your hands forward all the way to plank pose. Settle your shoulders right on top of your wrists and squeeze your legs super strong. Take a big inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward, and then slowly for 5 counts, lower to your belly. You can always use your knees. We'll call that 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Take your fingers off of your sticky mat. Come onto your fingertips at chest height. Inhale, rise to cobra pose. Draw your shoulders back, throat back. And then exhale, heart forward and down. We'll flow here. Follow your breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release. Keep your belly to your spine and your legs actively reaching back. 2 more. Full bright breath in. And deep breath out. Last one. Inhale. Shoulders back, throat back. Exhale, lead with your heart as you come all the way down. At the bottom of your breath, plant your palms beside your rib cage. And then inhale, rise into a cobra pose, this time using only the strength of your back body. So no weight in the hands at first. Draw your shoulders onto your back and magnetize your elbows towards one another. And then pretend like you want to pull your hands towards your hips. And now you will weight the hands and perhaps come up a little bit higher. Keep the pubic bone down on the floor. Vigorously reach back through your toes. Draw your shoulders back. And think of a smile underneath your collarbones so they're nice and wide. Belly to spine, take 1 more deep breath in. Keep your knees down as you exhale, press back into an extended child's pose with your heart forward as your hips go back. Then inhale, roll in a round up through cat pose. As you exhale, squeeze your heels towards your hips and then lower your hips down towards the floor. Soften through your elbows and then inhale, curl your heart forward and up and come into this weird cobra shape with your knees bent. Keep squeezing your heels towards your hips. And just like that last high cobra pose where the pubic bone stayed down and the elbows were bent, draw the shoulders back. So on this side, the pubic bone may be lifting, and it may not be depending on the flexibility of your spine, but keep squeezing your heels towards your hips. Take 1 more full deep breath in. Flex your toes as you exhale. Send your hips back towards your heels, and then let your ears fall in between your arms. Press down through your palms like you're high-fiving the earth, and then hover your knees. Pause here. Stretch your legs towards straight as you make your way to downward facing dog and pause. Get long through your body and get long through your breath. On your next inhale breath, take your right leg high to the sky. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose and ground through your spine. Inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg high. As you exhale, bend your knee, roll your hips open and pause. Just one full deep inhale, stretch your right knee higher. Soften your left heel lower as you exhale. Keep the weight equal into both hands. Inhale, square your hips, right leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward as you inhale, step forward as you exhale. Come up onto your fingertips, or this is where your two blocks may be useful. Inhale, lunge a little deeper, look up. And then exhale, press your hips back and bow over your right leg. 2 more times like that. Big breath in. Full breath out. And really let the head go at the bottom of your exhale. 1 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. On your next inhale, come into your lunge. Exhale, bump your blocks off to the side or just hover your fingertips if you didn't have your blocks there. Then inhale, rise all the way up into crescent pose. As you exhale, float your hands to your heart center. Draw your shoulders back, take a big breath in. Keep your shoulders back as you twist over to the right. Take your left upper arm to the outside of your thigh. Keep lifting your left heel on top of your toes. And with every inhale, aim to extend the crown of your head forward. And as you exhale, keep twisting to the right. Let your breath move into your back body. 2 more cycles here. Keep your inner thighs hugging to the midline. Inhale, rise to crescent pose. Come all the way up, full stretch. As you exhale, bring your fingertips on either side of your right foot. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step forward, feet hip distance apart, and bow in. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold into yourself as you exhale. Rise to stand, deep inhale. Take as much space as you can with your body and your breath. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. As you exhale, take your right leg back, plant your palms. Inhale, three-legged down dog, take your left leg up. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and round through your spine. Inhale, three-legged dog, pause. Exhale, bend your knee, roll your hips open, just 1 breath here. Inhale, pull your left knee higher. Exhale, soften your right heel lower. Weight equal through both hands. Inhale, square your hips, left leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward as you inhale. Step forward as you exhale. Come to fingertips or hands on your 2 blocks. Inhale, lunge a little deeper. Exhale, extend through your legs and fold. 2 more. Inhale, collarbones wide, take your gaze up. And then exhale, pull your belly in to deepen your fold as you bow. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, come forward into your lunge, pause. Hover your fingertips or bump your blocks off to the side. Then deep inhale, rise all the way to crescent pose. Stretch high. Exhale, float your hands to heart center and pause. Draw your shoulders back. Take a big breath in. Exhale, twist to the left as you take your right upper arm to the outside of your thigh. If you need more support, you can bring your back knee to the floor. But keep the collarbones wide as you draw your shoulders onto your upper back. Then as you hug your inner thighs towards the midline, stretch along your spine all the way out to the crown of your head. 1 more breath. Press down through your feet, belly to spine. Inhale, rise to crescent pose. Come all the way up, really slow and sweet. Exhale, fingertips to the floor and pause. Take a breath in, step forward as you breathe out, and bring your big toes to touch. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold into yourself as you exhale. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, take your left arm underneath your right arm for eagle arms, pause. Shift onto your right foot, pick your left leg up and wrap it over for eagle pose. Smooth breath. So if the top of your left foot doesn't wrap behind your right calf, you can just point your toes to the floor. You can even use it like a little bit of a kickstand as you actually put it on the floor. Keep squeezing your inner thighs to the midline. Draw your shoulders down your back. Then keeping your fingers and your arms in eagle pose. On your next inhale, rise to stand. Draw your left knee to your chest. Exhale, warrior three with your eagle arms just as transition. Square your hips to the floor. Take a big breath in. Still keep your eagle arms. As you exhale, take a big step back to crescent pose with your legs. Rib cage is hovering above your thigh. Keep your eagle arms. Pull your right hip back. Then from here, inhale, sweep your arms alongside your ears and stay for your breath out. Belly to spine. Take a big inhale. Exhale, plant your left hand to the inner right foot, all the way to the floor or your block, and stretch your right arm to the sky. Take one full deep breath in. Twist to the right as you breathe out. Draw your left shoulder down your back. From here, take a side plank. Option one, legs together. Option two, wrap your right leg over your left leg for eagle legs and side plank. From the inner edge of your left hand pressing into the floor, draw your left shoulder down your back. Take one more full inhale to stretch up. As you exhale, come to plank, keep your eagle legs. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Stay in plank pose, but unravel, three-pointed plank, right leg back. Take an inhale here, chaturanga or to your belly. Then 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog and pause. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, rise to your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, jump or step to the top of your mat and bring your big toes to touch. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Bow into yourself as you exhale. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, take your right arm underneath your left arm, find eagle with your arms. And as you do that, just sweep your arms forward. Notice if your shoulders come forward and draw them back. Keep that, and then shift onto your left foot and wrap your legs. Steady your gaze and steady your breath. So listening not only for the flow of your breath, but what else do you hear? Stay rooted down through the inner left foot. Keep your eagle arms. And on the arrival of your next inhale, rise to stand, draw your right knee to your chest. Exhale, pass through warrior three with your eagle arms. It's not a long hold. Square your hips to the floor. Anchor your tailbone down so that you're well connected to the strength of your core. Then from here, as you exhale, take a big step back. So you're in crescent pose with your legs. Rib cage hovers above your thigh. Draw your left hip back, anchor your tailbone down. Then as you inhale, sweep your arms alongside your ears and stay for your exhale. Lift your chin away from your chest, take a deep breath in. Right hand comes down to the inner left foot and then stretch your left arm up to the sky. Draw your shoulder down your back. Take one more full inhale, twist to the left as you exhale. Vashisthasana side plank, spin to the outer edge of your right foot. Either stack your legs or wrap your left leg on top of your right for eagle inside plank. So Garudasan, legs in Vashisthasana. And so whichever option you're in, from the inner right hand, draw your right shoulder down your back. Smooth your breath. Keep your eagle legs if you've got them. Take a deep inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, come to plank with eagle legs. Pause here. Belly to spine. Unravel your legs. Inhale, send your leg back. Chaturanga as you exhale. 2 feet down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause here. See that your feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Then slowly start to walk your hands towards your feet. So a couple options with your hands. If your hamstrings are open enough and the backs of your hands can reach the floor, turn your palms up and bow in like so. Or slide your hands underneath your feet so that your toes get to the creases of your wrists. Then lean into the knuckles of your toes, take a big inhale, and then fold into yourself as you exhale. So like that other forward fold that you did at the back of your mat at the beginning. Let the weight shift forward into the knuckles of your toes, and then widen your sitting bones apart and pull your belly in to fold a little deeper. Let your breath wash through your whole back body for 2 more full cycles of your breath here. Keep your hands exactly where you have them. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Then as you exhale, release your arms. Fingertips to the floor, palms to shins. Inhale to lengthen halfway up. As you exhale, walk forward to plank pose. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Chaturanga as you exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause here for 1 full deep breath in and a long breath out. So a little bit of a warrior flow as you inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose 1 time. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, roll your hips open as you exhale. Inhale, right leg straight, square your hips. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward as you inhale. Step forward as you exhale. Spin your back foot to the floor. Inhale, rise to warrior 2. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to your thigh or hand to the inner right foot. Then inhale to exalted warrior. 2 more rounds. Exhale, extended side angle. 1 more time. Full deep breath in. Reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, reach your left arm forward. Keep your right knee bent. Inhale, come to warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga or skip it, and we'll meet you in downward facing dog. 2 feet down, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high, pause. Exhale, bend your knee, roll your hips open. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg straight. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Look forward, breathe in. Step forward, breathe out. Spin your back foot to the floor. Inhale, rise to warrior 2. And then exhale to settle in. Flip your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to your thigh or hand to the inner foot. Inhale, reach your left arm up and back. Exhale, right arm up and forward. 1 more time, full deep breath in, stay low in your lunge. And long breath out, extended side angle. Left knee stays bent, inhale, rise to warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga, cycle through as you follow your breath. 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips and pause, steady your breath. Take 1 more cycle here. Rise to your toes. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Your big toes touch. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and pause. Just like you're doing crescent pose, draw your shoulders back, keep them back, and then twist over to the right as you take your left upper arm to the outside of your thigh. Actively lift your heart so your thumbs come right into the center of your chest. And then let the weight be earthy into your heels. Take one more full deep inhale. Just look to the floor as you exhale. Shift the weight onto your right foot and hug your left heel up to your hip. Then very slowly start to stretch it back, lifting from your left inner thigh. And then begin to step it down onto your sticky mat. A couple more breaths here in this side twist. You're welcome to open up your arms as you take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Or if your shoulders feel really open, go ahead and take the bind. Smooth, easy breath. 2 more cycles. Keep lifting your heart away from your belly, no matter which expression you're in. Then with your inner thighs hugging to the midline, crescent pose. Inhale, unravel, stretch all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, plant your palms. 3-legged down dog. Inhale, take your right leg up and pause. Keep your hips square to the floor, and then slowly start to walk your hands back towards your left foot, coming onto your fingertips for standing splits. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale to fold, lift your right leg higher. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale to bow. 1 more. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold, lift your right leg a little bit higher. Inhale, lift your chest. You're going to keep your same right leg lifted. Exhale, walk forward into your 3-legged downward facing dog. Pause here. Inhale, lift your right leg higher. Exhale, right knee to nose and pause. Look forward as you inhale. Step forward as you exhale and rise to crescent pose. Inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Keep your arms alongside your ears. Exhale, torso above your thigh. Look forward and then fly forward, warrior 3. So if it's too much with your arms forward, you can bring your hands to heart. Where you've got your 2 blocks there, you can arrive into a supported warrior 3. Pull your right hip back and anchor your tailbone down and keep your belly drawing in and up. 1 more breath. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, rise to stand and bring your big toes to touch. Exhale, release your arms. Inhale, stretch for the sky, remain standing. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center and pause, close your eyes and feel. Feel for the touch of your breath and listen for the whispers of your heart. Inhale, open up your eyes. Exhale, release your arms. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center, pause, draw your shoulders back. Take a big breath in, twist to the left as you breathe out. Lift your chest, let your thumbs come right into your heart center, and keep your shoulders drawing down your back. So the weight is emphasized into your heels. Keeping your belly drawing in, take 1 more big breath in. Look to the floor as you breathe out. Then start to shift the weight onto your left foot and start to squeeze. Just like in that cobra pose, your right heel to your hip. And then slowly start to stretch it back, lifting from your right inner thigh. And then when the time is divine, you will step it to the floor so that you're in a deeper revolved lunge. You can always bring your back knee to the floor. You can open up your arms nice and wide, or you can also take the bind. Expand your breath. 2 more full cycles. Keep your inner thighs hugging strong towards the midline. Press down through your feet. On your next inhale, rise all the way up to crescent pose, reach up. As you exhale, plant your hands to the floor. 3-legged down dog, take your left leg up. Square your hips to the floor, then start to walk your hands towards your right foot so that you're all the way at the back of your mat. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold and lift your left leg higher. 2 more like that. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. 1 more. Big breath in. And then full breath out. Pull your belly to your spine. On your next inhale breath, lift your chest. As you exhale, walk your hands forward to a 3-pointed downward facing dog. Pause here. Take an inhale, lift your left leg a little higher. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward, inhale. Step forward as you exhale. Rise to crescent pose. Inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. As you exhale, cast yourself forward and make your way into warrior 3. Square your hips to the floor. If you've got your 2 blocks there, you're welcome to place your hands to your blocks or bring your hands to heart center. Keep anchoring your tailbone down so that you feel connected to your center. Last 2 breaths. Bring your hands to your heart center, pause. Inhale, slowly rise to stand. Bring your big toes to touch and release your arms. Inhale, press down through your feet, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and pause. Close your eyes and listen. Inhale, lift your heart into your hands. Exhale, release your arms. Press down through your feet. Inhale, stretch for the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. As you exhale, step to plank pose and pause. Pause here. High five the earth with each hand. Pull your hands towards your toes. Take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, slowly for 5 counts, lower to your belly for 5. Look forward, 4. Squeeze your legs, 3, 2, and 1. Once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. I'll do the left arm first, just so that you can see better. Take your left arm out at shoulder height, and then with your right arm, you're going to bring your fingertips beside your rib cage. From there, you're going to roll over onto your left, and then sweep your right leg behind you. You can keep it in space, or step your right foot to the floor. You're welcome to stay there, or stretch your right arm to the sky, or maybe take it behind you to cuddle into your lower back. Let your breath move into the expansiveness of your heart center for 2 more generous breaths. If your right arm is behind you, inhale, take it up. Exhale, plant your right hand to the floor. Come back onto your belly as you extend your right leg long, and then we'll switch. You'll take your left hand beside your rib cage, stretch your right arm out at shoulder height, and then gently roll over onto your right side. Lift your left leg up and then take it behind you. You're welcome to keep it hovering in space or step your left foot to the floor. Breathing there, or possibly stretch your left arm up or take it behind you to your lower back. Let your breath move into the expansiveness of your heart center. And with every inhale, invite in a deeper sense of spaciousness into your heart. And with every exhale, a little bit more softening. Last cycle. If you've got your left arm behind you, inhale, reach it up. As you exhale, plant your left hand to the floor, roll back onto your belly, and plant both hands beside your rib cage. From here, just as we did at the beginning, using only the strength of your back body, belly to spine, inhale, begin to rise up. So no weight in the hands, it's just the back body working here. Elbows hug in, shoulder blades together. then you're welcome to stay there. Or you press into your palms. It might be a little bit. The palms are very clearly weighted, and the elbows, generally they stay bent. Draw your shoulders back, pubic bone stays down, and stretch your legs back. Keeping your belly drawing in, lift from your heart. 2 more breaths. Keep your shoulder blades hugging together and a little smile underneath your collarbones. With your belly drawing in, take 1 more full deep breath in. Keep your knees down as you exhale. Come into that extended child's pose with your hips back and your heart forward. Let your head be heavy, belly to spine. Inhale, roll to cat pose. As you exhale, squeeze your heels to your hips, then lower your hips down. Probably your hips will not touch. And then inhale, pull your heart forward for my new favorite cobra pose. Draw your shoulders back, belly to spine. Keep squeezing your hamstrings strong. Invite the breath in. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. 1 more breath. Big inhale. Flex your feet as you exhale. Make your way back to that extended child's pose as your heart draws forward. Then once your hips are back, let your ears float in between your arms and hover your knees. Pause here, inhale. Move your legs towards straight as you exhale. Easy breathing. 2 cycles of your breath. See that your feet are hip distance apart. Walk your hands towards your feet so that you're all the way at the back of your mat. I'm going to turn this way. Take your right hand onto your right hip. Your left piece, fingers and thumb are going to hook onto your left big toe. Draw your belly in, take a little softness into your right knee, and then press down and slowly rise to stand as you take your leg with you. And if keeping your leg long isn't working, go ahead and bend your left knee and hold here, stand tall. Smooth, easy breath. Either stay here or as you inhale, stretch your right arm alongside your ear. Keep the inner edges of your eyes soft. 1 more breath. Keep your left leg where you have it. And on your next inhale, float your right arm, left arm up to meet your right arm. As you exhale, extend your leg. Take a deep inhale, stand tall. Exhale, float your feet hip distance apart and bow over your legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Pause here. Shift onto your left foot. Take your left hand to your hip. Hook onto your right big toe with your peace fingers and thumb. Draw your belly to your spine, move down into your left leg, and then rise to stand tall. Lift your heart away from your belly. Steady your gaze and steady your breath. You're welcome to stay there or stretch your left arm alongside your ear. Grow tall through your spine and long through the sideways. Take 1 more deep breath in. Stay steady as you breathe out. Inhale, take your right arm up. Stay for your exhale. Take 1 more deep inhale, stand tall. As you exhale, feet hip distance apart and bow over your legs, release. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine, long neck. As you exhale, walk forward to downward facing dog. Pause here. Keep your right hand down. Pivot to the outer edge of your right foot. Stack your legs. Side plank once again. This time both legs stay long. Draw your right shoulder down your back. Take 1 more deep inhale. Reach your left arm up. As you exhale, your left forearm will come down onto the floor. Side plank on your left forearm. Inhale, take your right arm up. Breathe here. Draw your left shoulder down your back. Take 1 more full inhale, right arm up. Exhale, dolphin plank pose. Bring your forearms parallel to one another. Find a long line from your shoulders to your heels. Then gently rock forward and back. And just a couple times here. Keep your tailbone anchoring down and belly to spine. From your rocking motion, slowly come back to center. Pause. Lift your hips. Walk your toes towards your elbow for dolphin pose. Pause here. Stretch your chest in the direction of your thighs. Just one more breath here. Then from here, you're going to bend your knees, look in between your hands. Then as you exhale, straighten your arms and straighten your legs into downward facing dog. Keep your left hand down. Pivot to the outer edge of your left foot, stack your legs, draw your left shoulder down your back as you stretch your right arm up to the sky for side plank. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline. Take one more inhale, right arm reaches up. As you exhale, place your right forearm to the floor, pivot to the outer edge of your right foot, stack your legs, and take your left arm up. Breathe. Smooth breath. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left forearm down, pause. From here, right away, lift your hips, walk your feet in, and make your way to dolphin pose. So as you press down through your forearms, stretch your chest in the direction of your thighs. So it feels like the upper arm bones, like in that extended child's pose, are moving into your upper back. Then you're welcome to stay there or maybe lift up one leg or maybe take up both legs into forearm stand. And if you took up one leg, then switch it out, take the other leg up. Keep pressing down firmly through your arms. Keep the steadiness of your breath. Take one more full inhale, stretch your legs up, and then slowly bring them down. Lower your knees to the floor. Bring the tops of your feet onto your mat. Let your hips come back towards your heels, and then reach your arms alongside your body for embryo pose. And just let your forehead rest down onto the mat. Let your shoulders shrug forward. Let the upper back flex a little bit here, and soften, 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 soften. Keep your head heavy and draw your belly in. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, take them back and down. Bring your fingertips behind you onto your sticky mat. Draw your belly in, scoot your tailbone forward and bring your chin to your chest. And as you inhale, come into this variation of camel pose, using more of the strength of your hamstrings and your glutes rather than a back bend, but we'll get to that one next. Lift from your heart. Take one more full inhale. Hips come onto your heels. Bring your palms onto your knees and exhale round through your spine. One breath here. So you can repeat exactly what you just did as you inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, fingertips come behind you, or with your knees and feet hip distance apart, hands to your heels. So either same like before, or with your hands to your heels. On your next inhale, lift your hips. So if you are holding your heels, it's likely you'll come into camel pose. If your fingertips are on the floor, you're going to find that long line from your shoulders to your knees. And then whether you've got your fingertips on the floor or your hands on your heels, keep that connection and then slowly come all the way down. Once your hips are on your heels, take your hands onto your knees and round back, chin to chest. Take one big breath in and round even deeper as you exhale. So one more time, bring your fingertips behind you or hands to heels, and on your next inhale, lift up. So once again, if your fingertips are on the floor, there's more of a long line from your knees to your shoulders, and it's more strengthening for your back body. If your hands were on your heels, it's more opening into the front of your body. They're both great options. 2 more breaths. Keep your hands where you have them, belly to spine. Exhale, lower your hips down towards your heels. Bring your hands onto your knees and around, back belly to spine. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, take your arms out wide. Begin to hinge at your hips, plant your palms. Inhale, roll and round up. Curl your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 1 cycle of your breath here. And then pigeon pose. Inhale, take your right leg high. As you exhale, draw your knee towards your right upper arm. Kick your right heel over by your left hand and then place your shin. Take your left knee down and walk your toes back. Walk your fingertips back. Pull your right hip back. Take a deep inhale to lift your chest. And then exhale, begin to fold forward. Find a little softness at the back of your heart. And a couple options, you're welcome to stay exactly as you are, or to add a little bit more love into your outer right hip. You'll lift up onto your palms. Then your left arm will come through the window between your right arm and your right knee, so that you lie on your left shoulder. Then as you inhale, stretch your right arm up, and your right hand is going to hold for your right foot. Keep the left leg long. And that just helps you to square your hips so that both of your hip bones are more clearly pointing downwards. And then you'll feel that more in the outer right hip. And then soften inwards. And as you find the alignment of your pigeon pose, whichever expression you've chosen, I invite you to close your eyes and go in. Listening to the sound of your breath. And perhaps listening for something else. As you very gently hug your right hip back, feel for a sense of surrender through your body down towards the earth. And let the earth hold you here. So after such a dynamic practice, these last few shapes are not so much about how much can you do, but rather how little. Take 3 more deep breaths here. When your next inhale arrives, begin to lift your chest and plant your hands shoulder distance apart. Curl your left toes under and extend your legs so your knee lifts away from the floor. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Roll your right hip on top of your left. Option 1, stay in stillness. Option 2, you can draw some big circles with your right knee. And then option 3 is to flip it over, so draw your shoulders forward slightly. Like all of those side planks today, draw your left shoulder down your back and step your right foot as close as you can to your left hand, and then lift your heart. Perhaps even reach your right fingertips in the direction of the earth. Go big with your breath. With your belly to your spine, inhale, take your right arm up. Belly draws in, flip it over into a three-legged dog. And then exhale, right foot comes down. And then other side, as you inhale, float your left leg high. As you exhale, draw your left knee to your left upper arm. Kick your left foot over by your right hand, then lower your shin, and then your right knee comes down, walk your toes back. Perhaps walk your fingertips back as you breathe in, hug your left hip back. And then exhale, bow forward. And then just take a moment to settle into the second side. Let the back of your heart soften. Continue to gently draw your left hip back. If you want a little bit more, once again, you'll lift to your forearms, slide your right arm through the window between your left hand and your left knee to come down onto your right ear. Then your left arm will reach up and around to catch onto your left big toe. And breathe. And whichever expression you're in here, think for the tailbone to anchor down towards the floor. As you keep a little bit of engagement through the musculature of your lower body by gently hugging your left hip back. And let your breath expand the pose from the inside out. And remembering once again that whichever shape you've chosen, it's more about how little you can do rather than how much. Feel for a deeper softening at the back of your heart. And as you soften through your heart space, perhaps feel with a deeper sensitivity for the flow of your breath, and for whatever your body may be communicating to you. Keep your breath smooth, deep, and really wide, like a big open field. Let your breath clear your body, and let it clear your mind. 3 more breaths. With your belly drawing in and up, on your next inhale, begin to rise up. Settle your hands shoulder distance apart, curl your right toes under, and extend your right leg long. Draw your belly to your spine and hug your left knee to your nose. Inhale to a 3-legged dog, roll your left hip on top of your right. And then options are stillness or to draw some big circles with your left knee, or to flip it over, shift your shoulders forward, step your left foot as close as you can to your right hand. So it's almost like you're moving through a side plank, and then you just spin your chest up as you reach your left arm down. So eventually your right leg will be long, but the left knee remains bent. And once again, go big with your breath. Inhale, take your left arm up, belly to spine, flip it over to your 3-legged dog. And then exhale, regular down dog. Pause here for a big inhale. Lower your knees to the floor as you exhale. Lean over to one side and then have a seat and sweep your legs forward. We'll stay this way. Bend your knees as you scoot your feet all the way up to the front of your mat and reach forward. Take a big inhale and then gently roll down 1 vertebrae at a time as you exhale. And then once your shoulders and head are down, draw your knees into your chest. Grab a hold of your feet for happy baby pose as the soles of your feet shine up towards the sky. And you can stay there. Maybe you're going to bend, keep one knee bent and extend the other leg out to the side. And then maybe you'll switch, or maybe both legs will stretch out long. Maybe you're staying at center or gently rocking from side to side. On your next exhale, come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So 2 options. You can just stay on your back here, or if you do have your 2 blocks, you can roll over to one side and set yourself up for heart bench. I always like my blocks on the medium height, where one block will support the shoulder blades, and then the other block will support the base of your skull. And the tailbone lengthens forward, your arms will come out to the side with your palms facing up. And then just like gravity, magnetize the heads of your arm bones downwards, that you sense the widening of your collarbones without having to use your muscles to do so. And whether you've got the blocks underneath you or just the earth, feel for the weight of your body releasing down to the ground. And that with every exhale, the weight of your body gets a little heavier and heavier. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes and soften the little muscles around your eyes so that your eyes can rest deep towards the back of your skull. And then let your tongue move away from the roof of your mouth. And relax your jaw. Let your throat and your belly be soft, so that your breath can move freely in and out of your body. Nothing to do here, and simply to release and relax. And as you relax through your outer body, relax deeper to your inner body. And the more that you can soften, release, and relax, it's feeling the tension melting away, so that through this practice, eventually the idea is that there's no tension in the body, so that we are free from all of the little aches and the pains or the confines of the physical realm. With the goal of eventually no tension in the mind. No tension in the body, no tension in the breath, no tension in the mind, and no tension in and the heart. And you're welcome to remain in this shape for as long as it feels needed. Or as you're ready, gently roll over to one side. And then make your way to a tall seat, either kneeling or sitting cross-legged. Just let your palms face up on your lap. And align your spine in a way that your head is balanced above your heart. And like in all of the different asanas, the poses, where we have the outer alignment of the body, we use that as a practice to tune into the idea of alignment. And when we're in the shape, in that kind of sacred geometry of the alignment of the pose, then the breath gets free, the mind gets free, and then the heart gets free. And so that alignment is from the outside in and from the inside out. So that eventually from the intentions that we have and the morals and the values, the ideas, the visions, the dreams, the goals that we hold on the inside, is that our inner stance is in alignment with the outer posture. For that sense of integration and connection, where it all aligns. On your next inhale, sit taller. And as you exhale, fold your hands together at your heart and gently bow in. Take one more full deep breath in. And let it all go as you breathe out. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Remember to tune in instead of tuning out.